All right, if you've been listening to some people out there, it is a tricky dating scene right now. And what makes it even tougher are a lot of safety concerns that come along with online dating. And luckily, our next guest has over 15 years experience in online investigation, and boy, she has seen it all.
That's right. And here with some tips on how we can keep ourselves safe on dating apps is private investigator Elizabeth Iannucci. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Elizabeth, you've seen the many ways that people's information can be used and abused online, including on dating apps. You say a person's digital footprint plays a huge role in that. So what is a digital footprint for people who have no idea?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're surfing on the web, you know, you're posting online, you're on your dating app, you're leaving essentially trails of yourself, like little breadcrumbs of like who you are. So, I mean, potentially you could have like a stalker on your hands that's like following those breadcrumbs and trying to steal your identity.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why it's important we keep our information as private as possible, and we're really mindful about what we're sharing.
Okay, well, let's get right into the dating aspect of it. What should we keep an eye out when choosing one of the dating apps?
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to make sure that you're choosing an app that's reputable, and you're also downloading it from a reputable place. So like an app store, right?
Okay.
Also looking at the reviews and comments, not only on the app store, but also offline. Like, what are people saying about it, right? So yeah, definitely you want to make sure that you're doing that.
So we don't want to fearmonger. Yeah. We don't want to tell everybody it's a scary place, that there are a lot of people are having success on dating apps. But we are here to give people the heads up, the education. So the darker side of online dating, tell us what we need to keep an eye out for. What are the ways that people are getting scammed, for example, on dating apps? What is that darker side of online dating?
Yeah, absolutely. So a common one would be like the catfishing. So you have like someone does like a fake persona, they play on your emotions, they may get you to send like an intimate photo, and then they try to blackmail you. Another one could be like a phishing scam where they try to get you to divulge personal information about yourself. And then again, going back to that digital footprint, they're going to take that information and possibly try to steal your identity. A big one is a financial scam, right? So they're, you know, playing on your emotions, telling you some big elaborate story, and then trying to get you to send them money.
So it's not just people doing that like over the phone.
No.
It's like through the dating apps.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me that it's not just...
So this should be the red flag if you're talking to someone online and they're asking for money and you haven't seen them. These are all the red flags you should pay attention to, right?
Absolutely.
So what are things that we should definitely not be sharing in our online dating apps?
Yeah, so things we shouldn't be sharing, for example, would be like your full name. You don't want to share that.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
You don't want to share like you're connecting your social media to your profiles either, because again, going back to like digital footprint, people are going to go, they could go online and try to find your profiles or try more information about you. They could also do like, for example, like the same profile photo used on other accounts. So for example, if you have your social media, they could do a reverse image search, which I'll be discussing more as well, and they could find your profiles, right? Yeah, so you definitely want to be careful with that. Also, like your contact information, and anything about like where you work, stuff like that.
Where you live, all of those things.
So tell us about some of the things that are okay to share.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could definitely share like variations of your name. You can definitely share, I know on dating apps you have to share like your location, so try to keep it like as general as possible. Yeah. Also something is like your photos. So as a private investigator, like we pay attention to photos and what's in the background, right? So if you're posting a photo of yourself, is your car in the background? Is your workplace in the background? You know, is your home in the background? So paying attention to those details is really important.
Because it's become easier and easier
to
now
find out
to
who you
figure
are.
out, to hone in.
Exactly. So
So this story recently happened to a friend of mine. So she was on an online dating app. They took it off the app and continued to text on another texting service. And very quickly she started to think, I think I'm having a chat with an AI bot.
Yeah. So
So, I mean, she started to tell me what the red flags were. You're the professional. What are some red flags that are like, oh, I should be paying attention to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think you might be talking to a bot, so for example, if you ask a question, are they really answering the question that you're asking? Another thing could be, do they seem to always be available every time you message them, right? And are they responding super quick, right? These are things that you can notice. One thing that you can do also is if you're on one of those apps where they have that video audio feature, is just try to get them on that audio or video, right? And then if they did reveal something personal, let's say, for example, they say they're in the travel industry, probe questions, you know, oh, so you're in travel industry. What do you do? What's your work like? And do they seem nervous? Do they seem to know what they're talking about?
Yeah.
All right, so a couple years ago, I met a very cute guy at an event, so I immediately beelined to him, and we started chatting, and I'm like, so what's your story? And he told me, well, I just got out of prison, and I'm living in a halfway house. So I was like, okay, so what's, you know, so then I started asking him all kinds of questions. I'm like, well, what's life like? How's the dating life? He goes, that's been the easiest thing, because the guys and I all have our cell phones, and we sit down and we just swipe, and then when we're done swiping during commercial breaks, we'll look and see who we connected with, and then we'll start a conversation with them. And it kind of gave me chills, because I have so many girlfriends who are looking for the love of their life online, but we're not thinking about it. Because it's, on the one hand, online dating is great because it puts you in touch with everybody, but it also, on the reverse, it puts you in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
So what can you do to research the people that you are meeting online so you know what you're getting into?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're at the point where you feel like you're comfortable to connect with them on social media, maybe you've been talking to them for a while, or even just going online and looking to see if they have a public profile, it's good to check to see if they have a fake social media profile. So, for example, is it new? Is the profile new? Is everything they're posting on there the same day? Looking at the pictures, again, they say they live in Toronto, but then every picture they have on their profiles, there's palm trees in the background. Like, does it make sense, right? So you can also do reverse image searches of those pictures. So you can go onto like Google or Bing, pop in those photos, and then you can see, like, did those pictures come from somebody else's social media or
stock photography?
Exactly, stock photos, right? Another big one is doing Boolean searches, which is basically going on Google or Bing, again, taking the information that you do know about that person. So for example, John Doe and Toronto, putting that in quotations, and you're gonna get more relevant results. So they're gonna show you more like articles and links that are related to the two things that you're searching. So you can play around with that, and you can put different information in.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for helping many of us on our way to dating success online. Really appreciate it. Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.